In today's video, I'm going to break down for you exactly how much money I made on my first year as a massage therapist. So without further ado, in my very first year of practice as a massage therapist, I earned... Before we start, I have a small disclaimer for you. Number one, all of these numbers are in Canadian dollars. And number two, just because this is how much money I made, it does not mean that this is how much money you are going to make. There are a lot of variables that go into earning potential, from where you work, what type of business you're a part of, what type of clinic or paying structure you have. And if you have any questions about that, make sure that you watch this video up top. That will give you everything that you need to know. But just because these were my numbers doesn't mean that you cannot earn more or less than I did. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay friends, during my first 6 months of practice, I was working as an employee at a spa, and I was working there between 5 to 6 days a week, seeing between 4 and 5 clients per day. Then at the 6 months mark, I started to transition to a self-employed situation, if you will. I was working at a physiotherapy clinic, self-employed, for 2 days a week. And yes, that was a lot. There were days in which I worked 7 days a week, to be honest with you, and that was wild. Do not recommend this, but you will see why I was able to actually manage this during that very first year. At the spa, I was a professional employee, and I signed a 1-year contract with this specific company. There, I had quite a few benefits, but basically, as long as I was a full-time employee, which meant that I had to be at the spa for at least 25 hours a week, I received a signing bonus, pay vacation, guaranteed treatment pay for at least 3 treatments out of the 5 that I was doing at that time. I also had benefits, gratuities, and a set rate per each treatment that I performed. So we are talking anywhere between $32 and $36 per treatment. It could be a little bit more if the client wanted any add-ons, like an extra 10 minutes or one of these specialty treatments that the company had to offer at that time. Now, at the physiotherapy clinic, I was self-employed, so my payment structure looked very different. So basically, I was earning 60% of each treatment that I performed. Clearly, as a self-employed individual, I had no vacation pay, no benefits, no nothing. But I was definitely earning more than $32 to $35 an hour. And if I'm completely honest, I can't quite remember how much I was earning per treatment, but I want to say it was around $60 per treatment. Maybe it was a little bit more, and that is assuming a 1-hour treatment. The good thing about being self-employed is that I had a lot of free range about how I wanted to manage every conversation with a patient in every single one of my treatments. This was a physiotherapy clinic, so the type of demographic that I was seeing was definitely different than the one that I was seeing at the spa. Patients were looking for something a little bit more therapeutic, very specific and to the point, and it was a lot less relaxation than what I was used to doing when I was at the spa. Another part of that drew me to become self-employed was the flexible schedule, the fact that if I didn't have a patient, I didn't have to necessarily be present at the clinic, and all of those things were allotted within the fact that I was a self-employed individual. So that was really fun. Another thing to mention is that I chose not to accept gratuities once I became self-employed. Now, the tricky part in all of this is that this was a brand new clinic, as in literally fresh out of the package. So I had to basically build my clientele from scratch, like from zero. In fact, I think that I was one of the very first people that they hired at the time. So I had to basically start from scratch and build up that clientele that will become my long-term clientele, and that it is still my long-term clientele at this point. But that took a lot of effort, it took a lot of time, and I will say even to this day, I'm still building. I'm still not necessarily where I was when I was at the spa. When I was at the spa, I could be booked like weeks and months in advance, and at the clinic, it works a little bit different because treatment plans are put into place and they also end. So you do need your new patients to come in every once in a while so that you can continue to fill up that schedule. How this impacts our video and our numbers is that there were days in which I was not booked, like at all. I just went there to the clinic just hoping to get a patient, and sometimes I wouldn't get one, or I would get maybe 1 or 2. So even though I was earning a higher percentage, because I was not seeing as many people as I was in the spa, then I was earning a little bit less. So clearly that impacted my income for the very first year. In summary, I was working anywhere between 6 and 7 days a week, 4 to 5 days at the spa, depending on how I felt like it, and 2 days as self-employed. Okay, so let's get into the numbers. As an employee, I made 39,094 Canadian dollars. And as self-employed, I earned $16,606. So without further ado, in my very first year of practice as a massage therapist, I earned $55,700. Make it rain, make it rain. I'm kidding, it wasn't that much money, but I was coming from $26,000 a year just a year before. So to me, this was like this huge amount of money. It just honestly felt like I was swimming in income. Now, if you were to ask me if I would do this all over again, my answer will be yes and no. It would be yes and no, because now I know that I could definitely earn way much money than what I did at that time. I was brand new as a massage therapist and I wasn't quite sure what I was doing, to be frank. I think that being an employee really gave me a lot of confidence, and it gave me the ability to develop my skills in a way that I don't know if I would have been able to do so if I would have been self-employed right away. So for me, in the long run, it was worth it. I hope this video was helpful, and if you want to learn more about how much income I earned on my second, my third, and my fourth year as a massage therapist, then like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, please don't forget that you are strong, you are capable, you are resilient, and I am so happy to have you here. Bye.